Yo, Gemini 3 is here. What if we could use AI to create advanced flipperzero hacking apps? Well, I'm Jay Blanked, and today we're going to find out. We'll be using Gemini 3, CoPilot, and VS Code to see if the latest update to AI is finally capable. Okay, so here we are in VS Code. If you click Shift Command plus I, it will open up the CoPilot chat. Now, Gemini 3 was just added to CoPilot yesterday. So to switch the model, you have to make sure you have it enabled in your CoPilot settings, and then go down to the agent and turn it to Gemini 3 Pro, the preview version. So we're going to tell Gemini AI to use my custom firmware FlipperHTTP to connect to an online API and pull live data. Now, FlipperHTTP is a firmware for the Wi-Fi dev board that pretty much acts as a bridge between your Flipper and the internet. Now, there's almost 15 FlipperHTTP apps. There's a social media app, there's an app that lets you fetch the current weather, an app that lets you fetch current stock prices, a multiplayer game, an app for scanning and saving Wi-Fi networks, an app for deauthing and captive portals, and even an app to download apps from the official Flipper lab. So here's the plan. We'll tell Gemini 3 to use my FlipperHTTP library to connect to an online API. To get started, I have already added an app icon and the FlipperHTTP library folder so that Gemini can get straight to work. Okay, so here is the prompt. Create a flipperzero app that fetches data from the useless facts API using the FlipperHTTP library. Get the text key from the JSON response and display its value to the user with proper word wrapping. Here's an example of what the API returns. Let's click on Pretty Print, and Gemini needs to get this text key and its value. Let's include the FlipperHTTP files, and then we will get started. Sure, the C is fine. Actually, no, let's give it both. The FlipperHTTP.h, and then we'll also add the icon, and then we will hit start. All right, let's see this thing in action. Okay, it did a lot of thinking and now it is creating. It created a folder. Let's see what it does from here. Now it's doing more thinking. It created the main file. Now it's building the foundation. Okay, and just like that, it is finished. Let's see this in full screen so we can see its response. So it says, I have created the flipperzero application that uses FlipperHTTP library to fetch a random fact. It created an app directory, created an application manifest, it created source code that uses the FlipperHTTP library. Now it says you can compile and deploy this app to your flipperzero. Okay, so let's give this a try, but before we do, let's look at the code a little bit more. The good thing is it didn't make any changes to our FlipperHTTP files or our icon, which is great. The application.fam looks okay. I noticed it didn't put the app icon, and in the useless fact app.c, it looks pretty straightforward, but let's see if it will actually work. Submenu callback will get the fact. Interesting. All right, well, let's try this out using UFBT. So we'll hit Control Shift backtick. We don't need the debug. We don't need the problems. To build this app, we're going to use UFBT. Now, I might have it installed globally, but it seems like I don't. So let me activate the environment. If we go back a directory, I should have a virtual environment, source vim bin/activate. And now, if we go back into our AI Flipper folder, let's clear this, check that we're in the right directory. And now we can use UFBT directly just by typing in UFBT, and this will build the app. Oh, I see. So it put the application.fam within the useless fact app folder. So let's move to that directory and then see if we can compile from there. Okay, and then we will clear. Let's move this so you guys can see better, and then UFBT. So here's our first warning. We cannot find the folder, and it's likely because we just need to move this to the home directory. And let's move the application.fam to the home directory, and we just delete that folder for now. And now, of course, we need to go back to our previous directory. Oops, I messed up. Let's go to our current directory, which should be in Flipper tutorials. All right, and then into our AI Flipper folder, clear. Okay, here's all our files, our .c, the .fam, the FlipperHTTP library, and our icon. Now let's use UFBT, and we got another error. So this will be the last edit I'll do to this, and then if it doesn't work, we will call it a day. So there's a few issues here. Well, one, we don't need this sources, and we should set our icon. Let's do fap_icon equals icon.png, and it set our fap icon assets to the images folder, but we don't have an images folder. And let's double check our entry point. Correct, uses fact app_app. Okay, that matches up. Now, not having this folder may cause an issue, but we will leave it for now. And then let's try to build again using UFBT. Okay, much better, but it's using an incorrect API. And so this method does not exist. One last thing, we'll try to comment it out, give it the benefit of doubt, and we will run it one last time. And this is the absolute last time we will run this, UFBT. Okay, this time it worked. Well, it compiled successfully. So let me pop in my Flipper and let's see what it looks like on the flipperzero. Okay, now I have my Flipper connected to the computer. Let's go back to VS Code, and we can use UFBT launch to send the app directly to the Flipper. But keep in mind, we do have to have qFlipper close, so let's close that, and then I will run this command and show you what it looks like on the Flipper. Okay, here is the app. It's a very simple interface. It seems like all we can do is just click enter, and then I'm assuming the request will start. So let's go and click center and see what it does. Wow, it worked. Daylight saving time is not observed in most of the state of Arizona and parts of Indiana. Let's try one more fact. The human feet perspire half a pint of fluid a day. And then one last time. 1 in 14 women in America is a natural blonde. Only 1 in 16 men is. Interesting. Well, looks like it worked. Now, I did have to make a few tiny edits, but it did compile and display on our flipperzero perfectly. So we can close out of this chat, close out of the terminal, close out of this, close out of that. And here we are. Well, overall, I would rate this experience a 9 out of 10. I did have to make a few minor tweaks that maybe make or break for beginners. So let me know in the comments, how do you feel about the new Gemini AI? Do you think it could take flipperzero hacking to the next level? Definitely let me know down in the comments below. And if you want to see more content or tutorials on the flipperzero or the upcoming Flipper 1, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out. I'm Jay Blanked. Thanks for watching. Peace.